there's no people in the world more joyful than African people. It just thrills my heart to see them because they're happy with so little.
I think that one of the highlights of the trip was going on safari, just connecting with God there, just understanding God's creation better. You know, like there's a certain kind of, the acacia tree, that it grows in a certain way, that it feeds the animals, different animals as it grows. I mean, that's amazing. Just like God thought of all the details in all of our lives, and not just one area, and not just us, but like all of creation has a purpose and a reason, and just God's in so many areas of our life that we don't even see or know.
The wildlife, the game, which everyone thinks of when they think of Africa, is what am I going to experience, what am I going to see, when I get out on those plains. The giraffes, every kind of animal I can't even imagine naming them all, but that was a highlight, I think, for everyone, to include myself.
I've been in Africa for some time, and I just keep thinking back with all the children that we worked with. The festival that the Tabernacles that we had at the church was a very special time for me. Just a wonderful time celebrating with Jews and Gentiles alike. It's the way God intended it to be.
Made some wonderful new friends, probably lifelong memberships now. And to be able to go to a foreign country and see the things that we've seen and just take the word of God up into the all corners of the world, literally.
We really enjoyed meeting with people out on the streets everywhere that we went, and we would talk to them about Jesus and ask them if we could pray for them. And every single time they willingly accepted our prayers. And we were just totally blessed by those opportunities, and just glad that we could impact someone else.
It came to me at one point how awesome it was to be worshiping with believers halfway around the world. And, you know, such cultures were so different, language was different, but yet we were all worshiping the same God. We had the same love and that one spirit. And taking trips like this really just acknowledges the fact that God is working, not just in America, not just in Dallas or our hometown and, you know, our local church, but He's all over the world and He's very alive. And how awesome it's going to be when we all end up in heaven and are worshiping together.
Nando's is the biggest chicken chain in South Africa, and that's the hottest version of Nando's. And Austin and my friends are doing very well after they ran to get water.
The children that we encountered today, the Zulu children, just the love that I felt from them even before embracing them, it was overwhelming, and it just exuded Jesus' love for us here on earth. The minute I felt them and just looked into their eyes and felt their touch, it was overwhelming. My heart was just leaping out at the same time, and at the same time I wanted to weep. There was just so much joy there.
Today we worked with a lot of children, and that was just a powerful moment to just love on kids. And they were just, I've been on lots of trips, and I don't think I've ever seen children that were so thirsty for love as I saw today. You know, we went to a soup kitchen, and the kids just flooded around you, just wanting hugs, you know, and just loving on them and just hugging them, and them having a second of the day where there's somebody that cares about them and is providing for their needs. It was just a really powerful moment of sharing Christ's love and the gospel.
The children of the Zulu tribe was just touch your heart. What a miraculous bunch of people, and children just want to love you and you love them back, and just get so much. And it was such a joy to see those young people starving for first of all love, and possibly and more than likely the love of God, and to give them the strength to go and take the word of God to their people even further in than we were able to.
One of our favorite memories is definitely towards the ends of the trip when we got to talk to a guy out on the street begging for money. And we turned around and talked to him and asked him what his life story was, why he was begging on the street and what was going on in his life. And we found out that he had been an orphan and that he had been on the street since he was 11 years old. And he didn't have any family, he didn't have any paperwork so that he could work, he didn't have any way to go to school. So his only option was to beg. We began sharing with him about Jesus and how much God loved him and how that Jesus calls us his children and that he is no longer an orphan when he accepts Jesus as his Lord. And we went through a lot with him and spent over an hour and a half talking with him and got to pray with him. And he actually asked us, how does he give control of his life to our God? And we got to lead him in an awesome prayer. And he actually prayed the prayer all by himself without us saying anything to him. And just listening to him pray such a profound prayer from his heart without our guidance was really amazing.
In these last days where we were working with the children, I just kept remembering the scriptures where Jesus himself said, when you've done it unto these, you've done it unto me. And the love that God has instilled in Laura and I for young children, especially young children in Africa. It's just so great that our heart longs to be there with them all the time.
As a photographer and cinematographer, I spend most of this trip behind the camera, and it's what I enjoy doing. I love taking pictures and filming. But towards the end of the trip, I came to the realization that I could never be fully satisfied just taking pictures at an engagement session or a wedding anymore. We've had such an amazing time on this trip, and being able to capture all of those moments, those times of joy and love, and being able to capture the emotions of all the children that we met and all the different people on the streets, and everything was so amazing. And being able to put all of that into a video and being able to show other people our stories, and that's what matters. And for me, it doesn't end with ministering to people and coming back. For me, it's more, and I think being able to tell our story and being able to just show people what God's been doing in their lives, and not just in their lives but in our lives as well.